right? Right here. Okay, somewhere right there. So now you see, it's automatic. Mark the keyframe for me, right? Anyone do not follow this step? Anyone do not follow? I don't buy. Just raise your hand. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to do again with the text. Alright, I'm going to do that again with the text. So now I change this to the select the text layer, right? So the text layer is right there, you know. So at the first position, I think it's good already, right? So what should I do? What should I do? So I want to move the text, right? Start from here and move it in, right? So what should I do with the text right now? I should first then add the keyframe, okay? How to add the keyframe? Click on the stopwatch, okay? Click on the stopwatch. Okay. So now this is the first keyframe and the text. Remember, that's the first thing that you should stay, right? You should be ready out of the state. And then how long does it take you want the text to move in to the state? Let's say 2 seconds. So you move your current time indicator to second 2 on the timeline. Okay, so you move it right here, right? And now you move your text, follow it, right? Where you like it, maybe somewhere right here. So you can see the diamond or the keyframe is automatic add for you. So that means the duck going to spend 1 second to approach, and the text will spend 2 seconds to approach, right? And then you can play by press space bar to preview. Yeah, something like that, right? So how about if I want to arrange the ducks to be on the top? So I can just drag this on the top right there, okay? And what about if I want instead of just moving in the text, right? I just want the text to be rotating, right? Rotating. So you can press okay. So you can press, let's do this anchor, right? And what is the anchor? The anchor is like the center point of each object, you know. So you can define the anchor just like in Flash, you know. But in here you can do it more precise, you know, by pixel. But in Flash you can just click. Either you want, you know, it's only 9 points, you can do that. But with this you can do it with very precise, everything by pixel that you see here, right? The shortcut for anchor is A on the keyboard. If you press, select the layer you want and you press A, right? It's automatic, give you the anchor of each layer. And then for position, the shortcut is P. You press P on the keyboard, right? And then the scale, so if you want to enlarge or reduce the size, right? You press S on the keyboard, it gives you the scale, right? And then the if you want it's rotating, right? You press R. On the rotating, it have 2 sets of the number, right? The first number is have 1-digit number and with the X on it. What does it mean? It means the revolution, you know. How many revolution you want the thing will rotate. And what the second number? The second number is degree. So if you want a rough revolution, right, you can give the revolution. For example, if you want it rotate twice, so you can give 2x, right? But how about if you want to rotate something like very precise half circle. So you give, instead of 2x, you have 0x, and you have 180. Okay, for instance, I'm going to do that with the rotation, okay, with the text to show you that. So let's move to the beginning, right? And I click the keyframe on the rotation, and the last keyframe, okay, the last keyframe. I'm going to put the number 180, okay, and enter. So now you see what happened to the duck, the word duck, right? So it's going to rotate 180, right, to that. So now I'm going to change that, you know, instead of 180, right, I'm going to change that back to 0, and then I'm going to turn the revolution to be 3 revolution, alright? Okay, so it's going to rotate 3 times. Now I pray. So you can see it's rotating 3 times, alright? So that's the idea, alright? And then, what the last one? Opacity. What is the shortcut of the last one?
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, I know you're going to say that. That's why I'm asking.
T.
Yeah, it's T. Because you alright. That's why I'm asking too.
We have to email Adobe about that.
Yeah, okay. Alright, okay, Bill, I think that's the way to do that, right? And one more thing, you might want to play around with that, right? It's on the timeline here, right? It's give you one thing that I like to talk about. Something is called motion blur, right? So you click on this one to enable motion blur, okay? This one, this icon, the round shape, animate round shape, right? You click on that, and you click on the layer that you want to make it look like blur, you know? Alright, and now you play with that. So you can see, okay, let's take a look here at the word. This one with motion blur, okay? And this without motion blur. Can you see the difference? With motion blur and without motion blur, okay? Alright? So, it's give you a more interesting effects on that, right? Right. And then after you're done, right, we have many ways to export, right? On the file menu, you can export as Adobe SWF file, or you can export as Premiere projects, but the way to go, right, not making the movie, the way to go is add to render queue, okay? The way to export your movie, add to render queue. And when you add to render queue, your timeline will be toggled to render queue mode, right? And look at the output module, okay? Output module. On this output module, right, it's default at AVI, right? So what you can change whatever format you like, right? So in this case here, we recommend F4V MPEG-4 in Flash, or you can do H.264 MPEG-4 standard, or QuickTime, alright? Okay, let's do it as H.264 standard, okay? And then you can click on the format option. So this one will allow you to squeeze your file, you know, even smaller. So in this case here, I just leave it at default, and then you can even resize it, you know, to the size you want. But of course, we're going to leave it as standard. We're not going to resize. And if you have audio output, you can check on audio. You know, on the audio, right? They have several bit rate. The default is 48 kilohertz. That the maximum quality is can go. Okay. And the format option, you can even compress your audio, right? But in this case, we do not have audio. We uncheck that and click OK. And then we export to the output where you want to output to, right? So you, in this case here, I'm going to output drive D, okay? And then say OK. And then you hit render on the right hand. So it's going to calculate and render your animation. And after it's done, right, it's going to show you the file where to save it. In this case here, I just put it right over on drive D, and that's the file I make, right, very tiny. Yeah, that's it. And believe it or not, this file is only 291K. 291K. Very tiny. With such a big screen. Okay? So now I'm going to stop now and let you take a break and pray aloud with that.